Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching us from, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome. My name is Attorney Vanessa Ruiz, and you're joining us for today's live immigration attorney chat. For those of you who are new to our firm and our Facebook page, our firm is dedicated exclusively to helping couples navigate the U.S. immigration process. We do assist couples from across the world, across the nation, everywhere. We have clients from all over, and it's one of our favorite parts of the job. We regularly host Facebook Lives, just like this one, to provide you with important information, updates in the world of immigration for couples, things like that, and just sometimes some fun topics. I think today's topic is going to be a little bit of fun. So for those of you who are joining us live, please feel free to leave us some comments. Feel free to let us know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, and if we get a chance to address it a little bit later, I definitely can. And if not, that's okay. If you're watching us, recorded later on, we still welcome you, and we're thankful for you taking the time to watch. And we ask that you definitely like and share this video, and that way we can reach more people across different platforms and definitely just put out some good information that hopefully will help someone, even if it's something that you might not have any questions about right now. It may come along later on, or somebody else that you know might be having this question. So definitely let us know, and feel free to leave us some comments. If we don't get a chance to address it today, that's okay. We'll try and address it in later videos, or we can definitely set up, a consultation with us, things like that with our office. So, all right, let's get into it. So I'm having a little bit of fun with today's title. USCIS, they know what you did last summer. So it's a little bit of a joke, but I don't know if you have ever seen I think it was like a 95, 97 movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was about a bunch of teenagers who were being stalked by somebody who knew a secret about them. So it's just kind of a little bit of a play, but essentially what we're going to be talking about is what information does USCIS know about you? So, anytime somebody applies for some kind of benefit with immigration, with USCIS specifically, you're giving them loads of information. You're giving them everything that they need to know about you, your immigration history, your employment history, your previous addresses, your family history, your name, your social, your A number, everything. They have everything on you. But, a lot of people forget that they can go beyond that. They can go beyond the black and white. They can go beyond what's on those applications. And so a lot of times people think it's very clinical. It's just, whenever you go to a doctor's office, you fill out an intake form, you give it to them, and you think, okay, that they have the information that I'm giving them. Now, of course, later on, doctors can do different kinds of tests, finds out things that might be going on, but that initial information that they get from you is pretty much all that they have to make, some assumptions, to make their their diagnosis based off of what you're telling them. USCIS is a little bit different in that they actually are part of the US government. And I think that's sometimes something that some clients also kind of just gloss over, or, potential applicants don't really think about it. They don't sit down and think, this is an actual US government entity that I am presenting myself in front of, essentially, and they have loads of information about me. So, they can know a lot of different things that you just don't think about on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes we find out about those things when we're sitting in an actual interview, talking to an officer, or we receive, a request for evidence or a notice of intent to deny a case. And sometimes when we read those, we're shocked by the amount of legwork that they have actually put into getting to know this person. So, there are actual investigators, there are people who will go out into the field to learn more about the things that you're telling them. So one of them recently, that I talked to an officer at an interview that I attended, he was letting me know that there's a government database where they can look up cars, their license plates, and they can actually see where these cars have been parked. And so whenever you're talking about couples specifically, and it's a marriage-based petition or an application that's pending, they want to make sure that this couple is married in good faith. They want to make sure that their lives are actually united, that they have things together. And so, we do present this packet of information with a lot of evidence. We try and make it as clear as possible to them. But of course, they're not going to take you at your word all the time. So they need to do their own investigation. So this officer was telling me how they actually can look at these cars. They look at these houses that people are saying, okay, this is where I live. They look to see if it's actually a house, if it's actually an apartment, or is it a business? If it's a business, or if it's, not really related to anything other than a mailbox, I mean, they're going to have some questions. They look to see whose cars are parked out there. They make sure that, both of the applicant, the applicant and the petitioner, if they say that they live together and they park outside, that both of those cars are parked outside at different periods of the day. Also, sometimes when we've gotten some requests for evidence or notices of intent to deny, they actually are very, very detailed and very specific about certain things. They actually say, we sent an officer to your apartment complex to talk to your landlord. We talked to your apartment complex manager. We talked to your neighbors. They said that they've actually never heard of this person. We actually visited, someone's house, that you guys said was your sister. We visited your workplace and they've never heard of you, things like that. And so honestly, I mean, when you stop and think about it, this is the US government. You're dealing with an entire country's government. It can be scary, the amount of information that they know about you. We always warn people not to post things on Facebook that, can be seen as offensive, that is anti-government, that has any kind of involvement with drugs, weapons, illegal substances, things like that. And it's not just because, of course, obviously it looks bad in general, but because even if you think you have the most private of settings on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, any of those social media sites, even Snapchat, Twitter, we don't know the reach that the US government has, and they can definitely find ways to look at your information. And so we're always telling our clients, please be careful with the information that you're putting out into the world. The things that you're tagged in, the things that you're posting, the things that you're reposting, you're putting that out there, not just for, what you think is your limited, following to see, but it's there for if the officers or the government wanted to look at that stuff, they definitely can. And so it's not even just social media, it's them diving deep into people's lives to make sure that the information that you're giving is accurate. And so we always strive to tell people, give the most information as possible, be honest, be upfront about certain things. And that is really why you do need, an immigration attorney to help you with these kinds of processes, because we know things, we talk to people, we see it daily in our practice that somebody who did one application once, your friend, your cousin, whoever it might be, they might not know the little intricacies. And so we, especially here at Immigration for Couples, we take a holistic view. We're going to look at everything about your case. We're going to look at about everything about your history. And that way we can be sure to actually, guide you and give you advice on what to say. And so, what to put out there. So definitely you have to protect your image. You have to protect all that, but also know that there are things that the government can find out, even if it's something that you didn't think about, something you didn't know. Just at the end of the day, it's the reason why we always recommend having an actual immigration attorney, just to be safe and just to know that you're taken care of. Because it's your lives, and at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're going to get the most favorable result possible. Okay. All right, we have Alex here, who is saying saludos, licenciada, feliz viernes. That means greetings, happy Friday. Alex, thank you for watching. Muchas gracias por vernos. And, you know, we have a couple of things just every week to talk about with you guys. We change the top. We try and keep it fresh. You know, if there's any kind of update, if there's any kind of information that needs to be put out, sometimes we kind of have a little bit more, what I think is a little bit more of a fun topic like today. And so just we ask that you guys like and share this video. And also, if you ever have any questions, you can reach us. You can definitely visit our website, immigrationforcouples.com. We have some free resources there, but also it'll give you the actual links to set up a consultation with us. Nothing is ever going to beat having a consultation with an actual attorney. And so if you are engaged, you're about to be married, you are already married, and you're looking to start an immigration process, we would love to get to know you. We'd love to see if that's something that we can help you with. And so again, just letting us be a part of your lives and letting us guide you and help you throughout this process. That's what we love to do as well. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you at our next scheduled live weekly attorney chat on Monday. Well, you guys have a great weekend and be safe.